Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Lakesia McKinnon. This is my husband James McKinnon, and we are going to talk about the movies that we saw in 2023. The movies has always been our thing since we were dating, and we continue the tradition by going to see a movie every Tuesday. So we have a list of all the movies that we saw in 2023, and we're going to start it off with Thanksgiving. And we are going to rate the movies from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being great. So our first movie on our list is Thanksgiving. I'm going to give it a 5. And what are you going to give it, James?
Well, it's supposed to be a horror movie, but to me it was it was pretty much a comedy. So I'm going to give it a 6, about a 6.5.
Well, to me, it was Faces of Death meets Comedy Central meets a scary movie, so that's why I gave it a 5. So next up, we have The Creator. And even though it had Denzel Washington's son, which is one of our favorites in there, and it had the little robot girl that reminds us of our granddaughter, I'm going to have to give The Creator a 5 as well.
Well, I give The Creator. I do like Denzel's son. He's a good actor. I remember him in Ballers, but I give it a 5, man.
Right, so next up, this is where we start to disagree. We have the movies No Hard Feelings, and I wouldn't have had any if I didn't see it. While I do like Jennifer Lawrence, I do think that there were a lot of things that could have been kept out of the movie, and so I'm going to have to give that a 2.
It was not that bad. It was funny. I give it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 2 because I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable watching it with my children, my father, or anyone else. So again, I give it a 2. So next up, we have Silent Night. And it definitely was not a holy night, but it was definitely a silent night. Once the unfortunate events at the beginning took place, the whole movie was silent. So for that, I'm going to have to give that a 5 as well.
This was a movie that was made by the guy who made John Wick. So that's why I wanted to see it. Only thing is, once the dude got shot in the throat, nobody else said nothing. The whole movie was silent. And I gave it about a 3.
And next up, we have The Equalizer 3. Now, I must say, I did not see The Equalizer 2 or remember seeing it, but Denzel Washington is one of my favorite actors, and he bought the business with this movie. If that's something that I just made up, but Denzel Washington is an outstanding actor, and I love The Equalizer 3. I'm going to have to give that a 10.
A 10? Man. Denzel playing Robert McCall. You know he don't play. Robert McCall don't play, and I give it probably, though, say about a 9.
Right, and next up we have The Sound of Freedom, which is a movie that I urge everyone to see if you haven't seen it. Even though it's a hard movie to see, it's a sad movie to see, it's a true movie to see. It's talking about human trafficking, sex trafficking, little children. It is very sad. I cried from beginning to end, as well as everyone else that was in the theater, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I bought the t-shirt.
No, I didn't cry. No. That made me mad.
I'm not ashamed to say I cried from beginning to end. Even felt like it was too much that I was going to walk out. But I have to give that a 10 as well.
I give it a 10 too. I'll give it a 10. That was a real good movie. Anybody with kids needs to see that movie. Anybody with kids.
And then we go to A Haunting in Venice. Well, this was like the first time that I actually paid attention to this detective series, because this is number 3 out of the series. It was a pretty good movie to me. I'm going to have to say I'm going to give that a 7. I love the detective and how he just figures everything out. What did you give it?
I gave it a 6. I like the Death on the Nile better, but I give it a 6. It was a good movie.
Then we have A Talk to Me. And my brother's girlfriend always teases me about the jewelry hand that I have because it reminds her of the hand from the movie Talk to Me, but I thought it was a pretty good movie. I'm gonna have to give it a 6.
Well, see, I didn't think it was that great of a movie. I gave it probably like a 4.
Well, here we go with Hypnotic, and it basically almost put me to sleep, true to the name. So while I love Ben Affleck and Christopher Walken, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 2.
It was a different type of movie. It was different. I give it probably I give it a 4.5.
And that is a reminder to silence all cell phones. Anyway, next up we have 65. And was this 65 minutes of pure torture? Yes, it was. I'm gonna have to give it a 1.
Yeah, 65, man. That wasn't good at all. I give it probably I give it a 2.
Next up we have Joyride, which was not joyous for me at all. It was rude, crude, and very disgusting. So I'm gonna have to give that a 1 as well.
It was kind of funny though. It was funny. They weren't great movies. It was funny though. I'll give it about a 5.
So then we have The Haunted Mansion, which the original movie where Eddie Murphy starred in was a movie that brought back memories of when the original Haunted Mansion came out. My dad came over and he brought the projector and we all watched it. So I wanted to see this movie in remembrance of that and in remembrance of him. However, The Haunted Mansion, while it did delve into some things I don't believe in, witchcraft and all of that, but it did have some very funny people in it. The main character, I can't remember his name, I like him. And then it had Rosario Dawson in it, I like her. The young man that looked like an old man, he's a great actor as well. And we had Owen Wilson and Danny DeVito. So we had an all-star cast and Tiffany Haddish. So I'm gonna give The Haunted Mansion a 6.
It was alright, but I can't go that high. I give it about a 4.5 too.
Okay, so next up we have Freelance, which was interesting. I'm not into wrestling, never have been, don't ever plan to be. So I'm not a big John Cena fan. See, you didn't let me go with my statement. I'm not a big John Cena fan. He just looks huge and did not look quite like he fit the part, but I'm gonna have to. I liked who was it the governor? I liked him. He made the movie. He made it funny. So I'm gonna have to give it like
he was like
6.
the president or whatever the country was.
I liked him. He was funny. So he really made the movie. So I'm gonna have to give it a 6 based on him. So next up we have.
Oh wait, you ain't let me give it a 6.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Yes, he gives it a 7. I thought he had already rated it. I'm sorry.
No.
Next up we have The Blackening, which at first I was like, I'm not gonna enjoy this movie. It's just gonna be dumb and it's gonna waste my time. But I must say, even though they were doing some things they had no business doing, it still was funny to me. It was a hoot. So I like The Blackening. I'm gonna have to give it like a 7.
I thought
Maybe
it was better
8.
than that. I give it like a 9.
It was really funny.
The dude who played Clifton had me dying. Clifton was a fool.
So yeah, it was funny. It really was. Yeah, he did. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's a lot of people don't like scary movies, but it's like a spoof off of scary movies. So yeah, and revoking black cards. So it was funny to me. So what about Barbie? Now there was a lot of negative talking about Barbie and this and that. So I really didn't want to go see the movie. However, my best friend was like, hey, my sister saw it. She said this, she said that. So I was like, hey, well, let me go see Barbie, because when I grew up, I loved Barbie. I had the Barbie townhouse, I had the Barbie car, I had Ken, I had Skipper, I had the cousins. All my cousins were playing with Barbie when they came by. So yes, I love Barbies. But when I saw it, I think that people were taking things too serious, because if you think about it, it was Barbie's world. So in the pretend land, like not some things, I think we just make things more than they have to be. So I like Barbie. I give it like a 6.
Well, we can't give a 0, but I guess 0.5.
Okay. So and then I love that Trailblazer that was in there. So or Blazer. I've never been a Blazer person, even from back in the day when we used to ride with my cousin in his Blazer. But I love Blazers now. So thanks, Barbie. So next up is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's. All right, we are back, and Five Nights at Freddy's, as we were saying, it reminded me of, I thought it was going to remind me of Showbiz Pizza, where a kid could be a kid. Now, if you grew up in the 80s, you know about Showbiz Pizza. However, it took me down a dark path that had nothing to do with the showbiz I knew and loved. So I'm going to have to give Five Nights at Freddy's a 3.
I'm gonna have to give Five Nights at Freddy's 0.3.
Okay. Next up, we have The Exorcist Believer. Now, I don't mess with the regular Exorcist. However, Exorcist the Believer, I have to say, I don't know where they got these things mixing, trying to use voodoo to cast out a demon, then casting the demon out in her daughter's name instead of Jesus' name, because the only name I know you can cast the demon out is in the name of Jesus, and that's probably why she got her eyes gouged out. But then the way that the girls were acting and all of this, and at the end, and I'm gonna have to give Exorcist, I can't even say it, Believer, a 3 as well.
Give it a 3. Yeah, I wasn't that bad on it, but I give it like a 5.3.
Then The Nun 2. I'm trying to remember The Nun 2. I'm gonna have to say now, the girl that was playing the main character looked like the wife, Lorraine, in the other movies, whatever movies they are.
And they say she's kind of related to her.
No. So The Nun 2, I'm gonna have to. I wasn't really feeling that one, so I'm gonna have to give that one about a 4.
Yeah, I get a Nun I'll probably give it about a 4 as well.
Now The Boogeyman. Now I think it had Dylan McDermott in it, or one of those McDermott guys. That's like one of my favorites from back in the day. However, the movie itself was just
trash.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to give that a 3.
I give it a 0.4.
Oh gosh. Okay, so then we have Saw 10. Now, I'm not really a fan of the Saw franchises, especially that last one with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson. I don't know where that was going. However, Saw 10, I did kind of like that one, so I'm gonna give that one like a 6.
Saw 10 had you rooting for the Saw guy. It had me rooting for him. You gotta, if you didn't see that was a pretty good movie, and shows you how people get taken advantage of when they sick.
When they're sick.
And he took care of them. I get that probably, I'd say about an 8.
Okay. So then we have Kandahar, and it had my guy in there, and
Leonidas.
Yes, I love Gerard Butler. I think he's an excellent actor. I felt like that was a great movie. I'm gonna have to give that a 7.
I'll say about the same thing. I give about a 7.
It was a great movie. Then we have Evil Dead Rise. When we first saw the movie, I didn't know what we were walking into. Was it a comedy? Was it a horror film? I mean, what was the line from the movie?
Who wants to rock next?
I mean, it's just like, I don't know how to feel about that movie. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the Ash series, so I didn't know anything about that.
That's why
stuff.
I was like that.
Yes. So I'm gonna have to give Evil, but I kind of like it, so I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna give it like a 6.
I didn't like it at first, but once I realized it was part of what Evil Dead, from like what Ash was in, I see where they had the humor from it. So I give it a 6.2.
So next up, we have one of my favorites. If we ranked the movies, number 1 would have been Sound of Freedom, and number 4 would have been Plane. Again, our guy Gerard Butler was in
Leonidas.
and that was a great movie. He did a stellar performance in it. Loved it, rooted for him. The big guy, I don't know his name. Great
I forget his real
acting.
name. I know he played Luke Cage.
But I love when the guys came in to help at the end. Don't want to tell the movie if you haven't seen it, but I love that movie, so I'm gonna have to give that like a 9.
I give it a 9 too.
The Flash. I understood where he was trying to bring his mom back, but I got lost in the movie. I love Michael Keaton, but I got lost in the movie. So The Flash is going to be like a 2 for me.
What would I give The Flash? I say probably, I like Michael Keaton, but I give it like a 3.
So then we have Air. Great movie. Ben Affleck did a great performance.
Chris Tucker.
Yes, Chris Tucker did an outstanding performance. Besides not seeing the face of the guy that played Michael Jordan. Viola Davis, we know she did a great performance. The dad,
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Did a good job.
All of them. Matt Damon, yes. And actually I confused Matt Damon with Ben Affleck. But Matt Damon did an outstanding performance. Great movie. I'm gonna have to give that a 9.
That was a good movie. I give it like 8.5.
Then we have The Pope's Exorcist. Now I know some people got confused by the title and thought that the Pope needed an exorcist, but no, he was the exorcist for the Pope, and it was a great movie. I know there's some people that don't like horror movies. That's fine. We do. So just pray for us if you don't think we should be watching them. But The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe, great movie. He nailed it. Now he did a good performance in that, and the one when he was the upset road rage guy. I can't remember the name of that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great movie. I'm gonna have to give The Pope's Exorcist like a 7.
I think I give it. I'll give it around a 7 too. Say a 7 would be all right.
Then we have Big George Foreman. Unfortunately, I didn't know anything about Big George. I knew he had the grills. I knew he fought. I never knew all the lovely things that make him who he is. It was a great story. I was glad to learn all these things about Big George. I'm gonna have to give that one like a 7 as well.
I'm gonna have to give it an 8.
Always has to one up me, but that's okay. So then we have Fast X. Now, ever since Paul Walker, I've not been really a fan of the franchise, I have to say. But I was excited to see it when we had a gentleman who said that he brought his family back. He had saw it that Friday, and here it is Tuesday, and he's bringing his family back to see it again. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. Now, since they went up in space, they really lost me then. But this one, I didn't know where it was trying to go. But I did like Jason Momoa in it. But he played a good villain, so can't stand him. But Fast X, I'm gonna have to give it a 5.
I mean, they done went from racing cars to superheroes now. They part of Marvel, I believe.
Oh yeah, and the way he stopped the bomb with the car. I'm sorry to cut y'all, babe, but the way he stopped the bomb with the car. That was amazing.
I mean, Diamond rode off of he rolled down the what was that he was riding down?
Wasn't it like a cliff or whatever, the bridge?
He rides down there with a bomb behind him.
We got to get that car.
I told you they superheroes now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of action. It was a lot of action. I give it a 6 though. I give it a 6.
I give it a 5. Then we have John Wick. I am not a fan of the series, but Keanu Reeves always does a stellar performance. And I thoroughly enjoy it. Was like a half a day's work. That's how long the movie was, like 4 hours. But it was a good movie, an interesting movie, and I never knew he had a bulletproof suit. Gotta get one. But the funniest thing is when he got to the top of the steps and then he got knocked all the way back there. So I'm like, yeah. But it was a pretty good movie. I'm gonna have to give it a 7.
Y'all know John Wick always gonna have the action, so and I love some action. I give it a 7.5.
Then there's a knock at the cabin. I wouldn't even open the door. I'm gonna have to give this a 0. I didn't understand where M. Night Shyamalan was going with it. I didn't understand the concept of the movie. I didn't understand anything about the movie. And I'm gonna give it a 0.
Yeah, I give it a 1.5.
Then we have The Marvels. Unfortunately, I was forced to go see it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to give that like a 4.
I really wanted to see it just because I heard some people say some X-Men was at it, and I had to wait the whole movie to the credits to see one. But yeah, I give it about a. It wasn't that bad though. I give it the part where they was the city they went with. It sung everything was kind of crazy, but I give it like
I totally forgot about that.
I give it a 5.
I totally forgot about that because when you said it the last time, I was like, what is he talking about? Okay, so then we have Megan. Now, when I saw the previews, and this movie tripped me out, and I'm just remembering my mom waking up and thinking Megan was in the corner when we were in Alabama. That's funny. But I liked the movie, but Megan would have got beat down if it was me. But let's see. Megan, I'm going to have to give that like an 8. I like Megan.
Now you cross Megan didn't play. Oh, girl, she left Megan pretty much the babysitter. So hey, Megan didn't play around when you mess with that girl. I give it like a 7.
So then we have Scream 6, and I was screaming watching it because I'm like, is this the one where Dewey got killed, or was that 5? But yeah, Scream 6 is over. It's over. Stop. For me, it's gonna be a 2 for Scream 6.
Scream, it wasn't that bad now. I give Scream like a 6. I give it a 6.
Hated it. But anyway, now we have Missing. To me, this was one of the best movies of the year. That young lady, I can't remember her name, but she played in The Nun 2.
What is it, Stone something?
She was amazing on a computer, and that's how these kids are today. A computer, an iPad, or iPhone, whatever. She did an amazing performance in that movie. Her, Nia Long. Dad wasn't Gary Owens, was it?
No.
I can't remember who the dad was, but it was a good movie. Great movie. There were people in my nail salon talking about it, and I was like, you have to see Missing. That was an outstanding movie. That young lady did a great
that girl
job.
Grew up.
Yes, and she deserves it. I'm gonna give that like a 10. That was great.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Then we have Cocaine Bear. Wow. I heard some parts of the story might be true. It was kind of funny, and Ray Liotta was in it. Rest in peace. And O'Shea was in it. And his little part was funny too, or his part. I don't want to downplay his part, but I thought that it was funny. But I'm going to have to give it a 7.
It was funny. It was funny to me. I give it about a 7 too. I think about 7.
Now Creed 3, besides watching a movie like this, I don't know why you're watching it like that. I can't take grown men hitting each other in the face, even though I know it's a movie. But this is the first one that I saw out of the series. But now we know that Michael B. Jordan is an outstanding actor. He's such a great actor that when he played in the Black Panther, I could not stand him ever since as the villain. And I loved him from Fruitvale Station. But that villain, he just played it so believable. But I like him again now. Him and the lady that played his wife, what's her name? She was Bianca in the movie.
Yeah.
They did a great job. And even even Jonathan Majors. Even though
Yeah,
he
Jonathan
made
Majors
me
played that
sick
part.
when he blew up, he played that part. You did that, brother. So I'm gonna give Creed 3 a 9.
I give Creed 3 8.9. 8.9.
Why wouldn't you just give him a 9? Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and unfortunately I've been forced to watch all of the movies because of this Marvel, DC, whoever, X-Men. I'm made to watch these movies, but I like, is it Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana? Wasn't Batista in this too?
Mm-hmm.
Here he goes, he was still knocking on that cabin door, but I liked Guardians of the Galaxy with the little fox thing. He's not a fox, he's just, I thought it was funny. It was way better than some other movies I've been forced to see. Oh, he's a raccoon. Oh, I said that. But I'm gonna give Guardians of the Galaxy a 6.
I mean, it's okay. Marvel kind of down this year. But I'll give it probably like a 5.
So next up we have Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Now, I'm not really into Transformers as some other people, but I was forced to go see this. But I did like this one. The main character, the Puerto Rican guy, is he Puerto Rican? The main character, the Hispanic young man, we'll put it like that. I liked his performance. I think he's a great actor, and I like this movie. And they had the old school rap from like the 90s when it came on, and I like this one. So I'm gonna give Transformers a 6.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie too. And plus, it was crazy how they setting up with G.I. Joe in the end. If you ain't seen it, but yeah, it's good. I give it a 7.5.
Okay, so then we have Insidious: The Red Door. It is insidious how you guys keep making these movies. I did not get the point of the Red Door. Well, I had the point of the Red Door, but I didn't get the point of the movie. But now the young black lady that was in there, she was funny. But I'm gonna have to give Insidious a 4. Now she played her part. She did a great job. Don't know her name.
I really didn't care too much for this Insidious movie. I give it like a 3.
It Lives Inside. We went to the movie theater, and it should have been a hint when we were the only 2 in there, but it was a Tuesday. So it was just, I'm gonna have to get that 0.
0.
Now, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, I guess that's how you say it. I'm trying to think. Now it was the guy that played Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Was in this, and he did a great job. I liked the movie. It had me fussing at the screen, but I'm gonna give The Voyage of the Demeter a 7.
It was Dracula. Dracula was on that ship, and he created havoc. I give it like a 7.
Then we have 1001. Now, we're looking for movies to go see. I'm like, hey, let's go check out 1001. Haven't heard anything about it. He's like, what's this gonna be? We go see the movie. Tiana Taylor, she played that role.
Killed that.
That was a great movie. Don't tell anybody, but I cried at the end. It was a good movie. I'm gonna have to give that an 8.
Yeah, I like that movie. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it was a good movie. And my man.
The guy from The Devil You Know. Yeah. He played that role. Now in The Devil You Know, the brother that was guilty of the crime, can't remember his name. I couldn't stand him in that movie. But in this movie, he played that part. He did a great job.
Yeah, Tiana Taylor did a good job.
She did a good job. Even the little boy did a good job. Yeah. Everybody did a great job. It was a great, great movie.
I normally don't like them type of movies, but I got to say that was a good movie. I give it a give it an 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8 too. It was a great. She played that part. Had me in tears. Had me talking about the movie. Great movie. Then we have another movie I was forced to see. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Terrible.
Quantumanium, whatever. I don't even know what the name of the movie is.
Jonathan Majors was the only. He made that.
Yeah. No, I like Paul Rudd. Wasn't Michael Douglas in there? It's just a blur because I was like, why am I here? And wasn't Sharon Stone in there? Stone in there?
No, Michelle
Pfeiffer. Yeah, great actors. Terrible movie though. But I'm gonna have to give that a 0.
Yeah, I think that was the worst. That might have been, to me, that was the worst Marvel movie I ever seen.
Well, Marvel, yeah. But
I give that like a 2.
Then we have Back on the Strip. Should have been another indicator when we go see the movie, and we're the only 2 in there. But it had an all-star cast, so I don't know where they went wrong. But yeah, for me, it was rude, crude, very disgusting, the things that they were referring to in the movie. So I'm gonna have to give it a 0.
I mean, it was that bad. I like Faison and JB Smooth. They brothers.
Now,
but I give it.
Gary Owens was funny.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Gary Owens was good too.
He was funny too. And Wesley, I don't know what they were trying to do with Wesley Snipes. And Tiffany Haddish was in it as well, but I'm still gonna give it a 0.
You gave it a 0?
I gave it a 0.
Nah, I don't think it was a 0. I give it like a 4.5.
A 0.5. It was very inappropriate, is the word. But these are the movies that we saw that have came to our mind for 2023. We hope you guys enjoyed the rating. We're going to be trying to come every month because we go to the movies. That's our thing. That's always been our thing. It will be our thing. And we're going to give you a review of some of the great movies that we saw. And you let us know. Maybe you might want to check it out. And put your comments down below of what you thought were the best movies of 2023. And James?
That you saw. And like she say, at the end of January, what all movies we see in January, we'll rank them. We're going to rank them.
We're going to go rank them. So we do thank you on behalf of myself and my husband. We thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Take care.